hell of a countdown, bro.
Vermin is a bit of an unusual candidate.
Come out with your hands up and your pants down. We have you surrounded.
This is his 9th presidential election.
Macaroni the chicken. Governor Christie, why won't you debate me?
His platform includes free ponies for all Americans.
Vermin Supreme.
Vermin Supreme.
My favorite perennial candidate.
Hey y'all, what's going on? This is Dalamon Jenkins, and Christian Perez is here. We're rotating hosts today, and Beth will be back soon. Not next week, because we're not going to have a show next week, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But we do have a guest. We do have a guest that we want to introduce to everybody. You have seen him on the show before. You've seen him on the last time we had a podcast called Idavox Report, and he's an author. He's an anti-fascist, and he is Luis Marquez. And you can speak right now. Well, you could speak.
Hey, good sir. How you doing?
Scared me there. I thought that we had some problems with the audio.
No, thanks for having me back. It's been a while. How you been?
Been doing good. I look a lot better if I had my there we go. I look good there. Right now it looks like we are on Substack right now.
We are.
And we are also on YouTube at One People's Project TV. So just go to that
Nice.
go to our YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see us there. You're supposed to be seeing us on Facebook too, on the Idavox channel, but it looks like it's not going through. So we'll have to figure that out for the next time. How you doing, Christian?
Doing really well, Daryl. Thanks for having me back on. It's always a pleasure to be here, and glad to see you're doing good, and I'm glad to be chatting with Luis again.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm out of sorts right now, because this is but not completely out of sorts. I'm been just basically taking in the day, because today is the 15th anniversary of my father passing. So
Sorry to hear that, Daryl.
yeah, it is what it is. We all gonna
Rest
go
in
at
peace.
some time. He died on the on Super Bowl Sunday, and I was in Charlotte, North Carolina, coming back from it when he passed away, because we was dealing with American Renaissance conference and shutting that down, and after that I just went on to the went to whatchamacallit, went to DC, talked with some of my people there, and then as a way to get, just before I split up to go to back home, and then my mother called me back and said that things are turning for the worse. So all I knew is that I had to get home to DC, to Jersey, and obviously I didn't get there on time to be there when he was gone, but but it's been a crazy it's been not a crazy day, it's just been, reflective on my part here, especially since we lost somebody last week who might be considered in many respects a mentor, but anybody who's anti-fascist researcher, this will be the person that you would look at, you would see first and foremost. Matter of fact, he was the first person you saw first and foremost, and his name was Chip Berlet, and we have found out yesterday here at One People's Project and all of that he had passed on. He had passed on at this, if I remember correctly, what was it, 76, I believe.
76, yes.
Yeah. And look, I've only seen him a couple of times in life. I remember when he participated at an anti-racist action conference. Matter of fact, the conference that set the ARA network to get up, and the thing that set everything up for us. He spoke at that, and I mentioned that we wrote the article, we wrote the obit. I'm gonna give a shout out to Spencer Sunshine, who did a lot of the work on the obit that we have on our site right now. But this is a loss. This is a hell of a loss, and definitely had impact on my life and on my work. And I know for sure, Christian, that he was somebody that that you look towards whenever you was looking up, while you was doing your research, while you was doing your studying and things.
Absolutely. I mean, so for like the past 10 years, I've kind of devoted myself to like studying conspiracy theories and trying to expose them. I've lost some close friends to like some far right conspiracy theories. I just had to tell them no more. But when I would give presentations, when I would give talks, Chip Berlet and the Political Research Association has, like, when I say like a plethora of resources, I mean it. He's got YouTube videos. He's got all kinds of free resources, booklets, anything that you want that you could download to help you when it comes to, to help you to expose the far right, to help you to understand conspiracy theories, and then the role that they play in modern society. It's a huge loss. And then it came at a surprise because literally the day before in the mail, I had received one of his articles because I'm still a student. I'm still going to school. So there's a website called Academia that, I flag conspiracy theory articles. So the day you told me he passed, literally the day before, I had gotten an email telling me that what I had thought he had dropped a new article, and I didn't realize he had passed. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Luis, did you are you familiar with him at all?
I am. Briefly, I do know he was a great man who contributed lots, and I do know that he helped out with the ARA network. But mostly as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about your father, right? You and I are working on your biography, your book together, and we've spent quite a long time speaking about your father at length. And so I know today must be, I don't want to say an important day, but an emotional day, right? Because I understand the reverence, the appreciation that you had of your father and how he helped shape who you are moving forward.
Yeah, he definitely did. Definitely. I mean, everybody knows the story about that. I always put out there about him during the sit-ins and how he threw a Nazi. Well, I can't say Nazi, redneck, um, through a window.
I was actually just recently in the last 2 days writing that scene. And it's a beautiful scene with his best friend there, explaining their attempt at nonviolence, right?
Fred
But also,
Fred Tucker from Philadelphia. That's where that was his best friend over at Benedict.
but also really setting the terms, right? Of like, hey, these are our boundaries, and your father with the comical line of, "I hope he runs out before he gets to us."
Run out of mustard, folks. Because for those who don't know the story, um, around 1961, over at Benedict College, which is a HBCU down in South Carolina. Ironically, by the way, coincidentally, I should say, Mike Coulter, who played me in the movie Skin, he went to this school for a little while, and but my father had told me the story, and I've said it like I said, I've told the story before, but one of the things he said basically, yes, he was he told the organizers, he said Martin Luther King was there, but I don't know, um but he said that he told the organizers, look, we can't no one had, don't put your hands on me. No one should put their hands on me because I'm going to handle it if it does. We're from Newark. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. My friend is from Philly. So take that.
Let them know.
Yes. So despite what you have seen in TV about when they pour things on people's heads, hit them across the back of the head or some nonsense like that, cuss them out. I mean, they can deal with all of that. Dad dealt with all of that, the cussing and all of that. And they came down with, and one knucklehead decided to start squeezing mustard on everybody's heads and just went on down the line, like I said on one of the documentaries. But and he told Tucker that he better run out of mustard before he got to him, and he didn't. and my father was this close to getting expelled because of what he did. So he actually didn't finish over in at Benedict, only because he had to go to home because his father was sick and they had to take care of business there. And sadly, I never met my grandfather, because he died in '65, and I was born in '68. I went to his grave for the first time in life. I mean, my grandfather, that is, just maybe 4 or 5 years ago. First time. Silas Jenkins. And but no, it's a lot of the family on my father's side, and everybody is gone now. He was the last one of the immediate family, and that was 15 years ago. And he's hold on to your elders, people. Hold on to your elders, because they have stories to tell you and lessons to teach you, no matter how much they drive you crazy. And Dad, no, actually, I can't say Dad drove me crazy. I think I drove him crazy.
From our conversations, I would say so. I would say that he was patient. I would say that he loved you. I think that it's amazing that he built the very room that you're in right now.
Literally, yes.
With his two hands. I think it's amazing that this gentleman made gold bars. I think it's interesting that a deaf man tried to complete his military. And that, your father ended up helping countless people and making sure that his children were educated. And
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Sounds like an introduction to a really good introduction to your autobiography. Sounds like your dad should get a biography. Beating up rednecks.
That's the prequel.
You know? I mean, he raised you. Yeah, it's the prequel. It's a teaser trailer.
No, I mean, no doubt. Hearing the conditions that this gentleman grew up in, and knowing some of the people that were his contemporaries when he was running around, yeah, he grew up. I would say Daryl's father grew up hard but firm. Convicted, made sure that his children thought for themselves.
And I got to be real about it too. I mean, I got to send love to my uncles too. I mean, he was the youngest of 4 brothers, right? And they were all educated. The whole, the family business is basically education. My grandmother didn't even know how to read until they taught her.
Oh wow,
That's
wow. I mean, that's living history, right? That's what you were saying before. Like everyone has a story to tell, and these aren't stories. These aren't just words in books. These are lived experiences of the people that we care about and the people that sacrifice so that we could be born. So yeah, talk to your elders.
And because when you think about it, my uncle Lenzo, he was working in government. He was working in the schools and everything. I think my other uncle Pip was I believe he was a principal somewhere. I forgot which school in Newark. When Lenzo, and my uncle Bob, I mean, all he did was go to school. All he did was go to school until the day he died. And everybody except for my father, Masons.
You know, you have a line recently in our notes that went into the book that I think sums it up for yourself when you say, "I am my father's son."
I said,
yeah,
this is true. I mean, it is true. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that I probably in the course of my own work, because my father really was a reserved person. He did not like me being out there be out there the way and just causing all kinds of drama and such. I mean, it without getting paid for it. So but we should move on to the other things, because I know Christian, we need to talk about some things that went down, the latest and stupid that came from Trump today.
Oh God. Yeah. So I mean, so from what I could tell, the Trump. So in a nutshell, Trump, I keep saying tweeted, but he put on social media. I don't think it was Twitter, but he put on social media. It was a photo of Barack and Michelle Obama. It was their heads superimposed upon the bodies of apes. So it just fits into the whole racist trope about Black people being apes, being monkeys. There has been the backlash today, throughout the day. The administration is claiming that it was some random staffer, but the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Somebody isn't going to put that on social media if they don't already think that they're going to get away with it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I got it on the screen right now, and
there it is.
And it was part of a video. It was part of a video that someone, I mean, he got that somehow, and it's really embarrassing when it comes down to it, because he probably thought that his people were going to be good with this.
Some of them probably are. He's got that percentage that'll always ride or die with him. But this was, I mean, true. I look, I'm not one of those people like you see the liberals online. Oh, this is going to be the day that Trump falls. I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those people. But I mean, there are cracks in the edifice. The ship is starting to sink. I'm not saying it's going to be tomorrow, next year, or anytime soon, but he is losing people. His approval ratings are in the crapper, and I think that a lot of this is meant to distract from that pittance we got released from the Epstein files. But again, I don't want to diminish the racism because it plays into a really grotesque trope, and you know, as leftists, I mean, me personally, I like to beat up on the Obamas, but racism like this is completely unacceptable.
No, it is. And I don't think they got it whenever this first came out, because every time Trump does some racist nonsense, they try to make some excuse about it.
Absolutely.
Levitt, his press secretary. I mean, she went out and did what she always does, explains it, and then gets mad at everybody for being upset about it. I mean, case in point, this time she says this was from a and bear with me, y'all, because for those who don't know, the stroke that I had, 2 strokes that I had, make it hard for me to read things, but I'm gonna give it a shot now. It says this is from a internet meme video depicting President Trump as the king of the jungle and Democrats as the characters from the Lion King. Then she goes, please stop with the fake outrage and report on something today that actually matters. That's what she said to Politico today.
Yeah, I mean, there were no monkeys in the Lion King. There was one monkey in the Lion King. There wasn't. And he was the wise man. Like,
yeah. So needless to say, they took down the video and blamed the staffer. I'd really like to know what staffer did that.
Yeah, some nameless staffer who has access to the president's social media.
I see that look on your face, Luis.
I mean, here's the thing. We've known since Trump won that this man is a racist. He is a homophobe. He is a nationalist, and he's a fascist at core. Okay? Let's not forget, it's his Department of Homeland Security who is stopping people based on their ethnicity. Right? Let's not forget that this is a man who said that Mexico is full of criminals and drug dealers.
Mm-hmm.
So to be honest with you, I don't want him to apologize for it, because he's not apologizing to our communities. The people he's apologizing to are white people. Okay. And he should just lean into it, because the Democrats are just as complicit as MAGA is in our current situation, in my opinion. So just lean into it, Mr. Trump. It's who you are.
Yeah, and when you think about it, I mean, that's what the whole. I mean, nothing's new. I mean, no one's gonna to take his apology. He's not giving an apology, and to be perfectly honest with you, he really doesn't. You know, he really doesn't apologize for anything. So, we really shouldn't expect it. What I would say also, that is apparent when you're talking about the things that are going on with the Epstein list. It's going to be interesting to hold on a moment. We just lost our person in behind the scenes. But that's all good. It's all good.
I mean,
So,
like, I know people are concerned with the Epstein files. Okay. And I get that, but it drives me crazy because there are children in cages. Wealthy white men being sexual abusers is nothing fucking new to me. The fact that we are more worried about that and not these children, there's a 10-year-old
no,
child.
I gotta disagree.
Okay.
Because I think that all of it matters, because we are talking about children. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter like if they're black or white or Hispanic or anything like that. Fact of the matter is they shouldn't be doing it.
I agree. I agree.
Be doing it. And and it's not just white men. There is more going on
Yeah, I mean,
than just even the Epstein situation.
Can I just say two things? I mean, number one, yeah, I mean, this is something that's been going on in this country, on this side of the world, since 1492, right? Since Columbus was selling children. And to use the corporate lingo of the day, to piggyback on what Luis said, yeah, I mean, white kids get attention, brown kids don't, black kids don't. I mean, there's the whole movement with murdered and missing Indigenous women. Nobody cares, right? I mean, Trump got rid of the list, and I mean, I say nobody cares. I'm sorry, that's wrong.
We care.
We care. Many people care. The mainstream media seems not to care, but yeah, I mean, they're just to give support to what Luis said. There are thousands of kids in cages right now facing sexual abuse, taken at the border. Who knows what's happening to them? And yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
and let
me say this: that Renee Good and Alex Preddy were heroes. Okay, let me start what I'm going to say by saying that. Okay, but everybody knows these white people's name. Very few people can tell me the name of the woman in Chicago who was lit up 5 times. Very few people can tell me the name of the 2 victims shot by ICE here. Very few people can tell me the name of the black man shot on New Year's Eve. Right? So
Keith Foster, not Foster. Bloody hell. Only my problem is that I keep messing up names anyway.
Well, you have an excuse, right? Yeah. But what I'm saying is that, like, so yes, we should absolutely release the Epstein files. But we can't let that become the whole focus of this corrupt administration. There's so many things that this administration should be taken out of power for already, in my opinion.
But that's one of the reasons why I said what I said last week. I mean, when you look at when you see what happened when it came to Alex Preddy, and what would have happened if it was any of us in that same exact situation. We did the exact same thing, but it was us.
They wouldn't have, if we were Alex Preddy, they wouldn't have allowed us up on our knees before they shot us. They would have shot us belly down in the ground. Right? They would have shot us like snakes. He got shot like a dog. Right? If we were Renee Good, we wouldn't have gotten it in the face. We would have gotten it in the stomach.
19 times. they
right?
would have opened it. I mean, I think about the fact that I mean, I had said it a couple of I was saying it quite a bit over the past year, that we had the only time you're going to see some situations change or people coming out in the streets and wanting to do something is when somebody died. And everybody, even you said that people have already started dying. I said, yeah, but not the ones that matter.
The white people. And you were right. and here's the thing. We talk on our podcast and other places.
Your podcast is what?
We'll talk about that later. But it is called the Collective Offensive. We'll talk about that later. But we do talk about, like, the American left is lacking. And there are going to be people that hear me and get pissed off with me, and I don't care anymore. We don't support our political prisoners. We don't support ourselves. Okay? We're too busy with clicks and social media and not doing what needs to be done. Right? We have the example right now in Minneapolis, where Minneapolis is actually fighting back against ICE and securing their own neighborhoods. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
We need to stop protesting these goddamn ICE buildings. I took over an ICE facility. It did nothing. You know what happened? ICE came back a few later and said, "Here, hold my beer, Luis. We have more money. We have more troops." Yeah. That's what that was the success of our action, right? So instead of protesting these buildings, they're buildings, they're inanimate. Why not defend our neighborhoods? Why not get with your neighbors and set up blockades and defend your vulnerable neighbors, and let the people that belong in there, and keep those that don't belong in there out.
And that's what a lot of people, especially in Philly, I know there's a crew of people who they're now calling themselves the Black Lions, and I don't even want to get into the stupid. Actually, I do. They were the Black Panthers, and they're looking for defending the Somalian community, and all of a sudden, all these FBA babies they started coming out of the works talking about this is not our fight nonsense, when ultimately they don't like immigrants as much as any other maggot out there doesn't.
Are we going to have this conversation here?
I'll be more than happy to have that conversation, but you know what? Yeah, go ahead. I mean, Christian, do you want to play with this?
No, I'm kind of unfully with this, so let's wait into it.
Christian, you're honestly familiar with it, but okay. So in 2020, Chicanos, Latinos, okay, indigenous people took to the streets on behalf of our Black brothers and sisters, okay, saying Black Lives Matter. Because we understand that they do. We understand that together, Black and brown together, are stronger, and that we have been divided and kept at odds for 400 years, right?
Absolutely.
Some Black Americans are very nativist, right? So we see that happening, but in 2026, there are Black groups that are saying it's not our fight. There are Black groups that are saying out instead of joining with us, and it hurts us.
I think best to put that in context, though, because the ones that are doing that are folks who can be a little bit more right wing than you think. Like the woman who says that she is the niece of Fred Hampton.
I saw that.
Yeah, she's a Trumper.
Yeah, I mean, Fred Hampton's son is like he's still really active. He's a big time activist still. Also,
who is that?
But what I'm saying is, even Black leaders, the leftist Black leaders. Where's Jesse Jackson? Where's Reverend Al Sharpton?
I would say, in regards to the liberals, don't expect much now. Even with Jesse Jackson being sick and not added as much as he used to, I would still say don't trust the liberals. They're busy fighting us too. I mean,
they're in the Epstein. I mean, not them, but I mean, it's a lot of like, British Labour Party leaders, Bill Clinton, in the Epstein files. So, right? I mean, this guy was connected. He had everybody in his pocket. I mean, I'm sorry, not necessarily in his pocket, but I don't think there's a list. But I mean, he's connected to all these people, and we want to act like a lot of it's secret. A lot of it is out in the open. Power is out in the open. They're showing you what they're doing out in the open. And, all we see now is just kind of like the hand in the cookie jar. But I feel like with the Epstein files, shady rich people being shady and using that power to benefit themselves. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody that's been paying attention.
No,
what I will say is this, though. I do appreciate the Black gangs that have openly come out and stood against ICE on our behalf. I want to say thank you. I forget his name right now, but there is a gentleman who is running for mayor of Long Beach who called for 55 gang leaders to sit down and meet with him and speak in defense of their community of Long Beach, California.
I'm looking for his name right now. And
I think that is forward thinking. I think
is it Rogelio Martinez?
I believe so.
Rogelio, yeah.
Okay, good.
I think that is, community looking out for ourselves. But again, to any Black person who's listening to this or watching this, who might not be active and who says that this isn't your fight, you're wrong. This is your fight, and we do need you.
And what I was trying,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What I was trying to say, I was on a radio show that's online right now. I'll put a link to it on the YouTube. I'll put a link to it, but I mentioned that this whole thing about this ain't our fight nonsense. It's their fight. We are their fight.
Mhm.
So don't play like you're not a part of this.
Yeah.
You're not. They're not coming for us. All they do is come for us. The people that are saying that line is actually some Uncle Ruckus types that don't want us to fight because their handlers don't want them to. So,
Amen. The one thing I always remind people is that what the great Malcolm X said, that those who stand with our oppressors that are from marginalized communities are the biggest of Uncle Toms. Okay. I'm
Luis,
sorry, bro.
You remember,
Yes.
was it last year? I will vote for Donald Trump. Remember that salsa hit last year? All those guys.
No.
Oh, you don't remember that? The Cubans in
Uh-huh.
Miami, they had a salsa song. Go, I will vote for Donald Trump. You don't remember? Okay.
No.
Well, it was-
I would have lost my mind.
Oh yeah, it was cringy. The thing is, a lot of those people are now getting deported.
Yeah. And I mean, they voted for Donald Trump because out of Miami because of their love for Batista.
Yeah.
Right? Let's not forget that a lot of the Cubano diaspora that is in Miami came over after the revolution because Batista, who was in bed with the American mob and looking to turn Havana into a capitalistic hellhole, like he had to leave, right?
Yeah.
And what they wanted to do with Cuba is what really this regime has done with the island of Puerto Rico.
Yep. And
Right?
Hawaii.
And Hawaii. But by 1980, a third of Puerto Rican women were forcibly sterilized. A
yes.
third. Okay, the island is used as a dumpster by the Americans and the American pharmaceutical companies.
And the Navy. Everybody forgot about Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Navy. And as well as you cannot belong to the Puerto Rican National Party and not risk being imprisoned. Think about that. This country where we're citizens, where we have the right to our own opinion, all of a sudden don't.
Yeah.
And all of this, by the way, especially the sterilization shit, is that has all been coming up because lately, because it's been used as people have been bringing it up since they decided to start going after Bad Bunny halftime show. So
Right,
say,
and-
okay,
but-
you want to come back, you want to come and at us for Bad Bunny. Well, let me tell you the story about his culture.
Yeah.
And our culture. In the case of a lot of people have been bringing it up, and I'm getting a lot of history about Puerto Rico, ironically during Black History Month. But
Why is that ironic? Because black people
Puerto
make
Ricans are
up.
black.
Puerto Ricans are
Puerto
black,
Ricans
dude.
are
So
black.
it's not ironic, right? That's why I said
True,
it's
true.
ironic. But we see under fucking Trump 1 that women in ICE custody were forcefully sterilized. 2016, 17, 18, 19.
Yeah.
Not 1980, which is fucking ridiculously close, right? But not 1940s, not 1800s. 2016.
I also want to add, like, there's always this fear in this country, particularly from the right, whether it's QAnon, whether it's general Republicans, whether it's MAGA, there's always this fear of government overreach, right? And, I hate to be cliche. They say fascism is when authoritarianism happens to white people, right? But at the end of the day, all these fears that they have about government takeover, taking children, breaking up families, this has already happened. It has been happening. So when it comes to Indian schools, there were Puerto Rican kids and Mexican kids that were sent to those Indian schools also. I mean, we're talking language taken away, culture erased. These are acts of genocide. And you listen to any story from these children, they all face physical, sexual, psychological abuse, right? And these are the exact same things that you have the maggots and the QAnon types, running around like Chicken Little when it's already happening. Again, as Luis said, with kids in cages.
I mean, and honestly, Daryl, that's kind of why, like, I think that your book is really important, at least to me, because I've been privileged to hear your elder stories. I know, so like I've read them so much that, like, you know, like
It's so funny
I feel
because-
like I grew up.
And for those who don't know, a lot of the stories, a lot of things that I'm saying I've never really delved into on a personal level. So it was really interesting to have the conversations, and I guess we got another session on Sunday too.
Sunday,
by the way. Yeah.
right? But you know, here's the thing: Black people have been fucked over everywhere historically, right? Especially in Latin America.
Oh yeah.
Okay, like I mean, they were below the Indios in the Spanish caste system, right? And the Indios were the bottom of the barrel. So imagine being there. Okay, and so Black history and celebrating Black History Month is also understanding the contributions of Black people to Chicano culture, to Latino culture, to Afro-Latino culture, right? Like, check it, bro. You know how a lot of Latinos like zoot suits,
Oh yeah.
right? You know where that comes from?
Manhattan.
That comes from the Black people of Harlem, bro. So they started
Seen in
rocking that
Malcolm
shit
X.
first.
Malcolm X.
Right.
Exactly.
So
I
they
was about to
started
say-
they started rocking that shit first, okay? And then the jazz musicians fucking went on tour from the East Coast, right? They came out west, and the kids, these Mexican American kids that were first generation American, were looking to be teenagers, to be rebellious a little bit, to be punk rock, right? So all of a sudden, here come these cool Black people, right? Playing this cool ass music, wearing these cool clothes. So they adopted the music and adopted the style, the Filipino and the Mexican kids.
Yeah.
And they became the Zoot Suiters. And I mean, so it's understand. So if we're going to celebrate Black's History Month, let's celebrate all the goodness that, like, you've brought to our people too.
Yeah. I also have to add, well over a decade now on PBS. You could probably find it on YouTube. They had an amazing series hosted by Henry Louis Gates, and it was called Black in Latin America.
I never saw that. I want to
have
look
the
at
DVDs.
that.
I could lend you the DVDs.
I got to
It's
look at
Brazil,
that.
Cuba, Mexico, Peru, and then Dominican Republic.
Oh,
and
I never
African influences. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Bro, the Queen of Salsa is Black.
Yeah.
Oh
the
yeah,
Queen of Salsa was Black.
you know, it's so sad too, and we gotta move on to the next thing in a minute.
Yeah.
But the sad thing about Celia Cruz is that the first time I heard of her was when she passed. I never knew her.
You know, she sang at Rumble in the Jungle, bro. She sang
I
at the
know that.
pre-party.
I know
Zaire.
that.
The Fania All Stars were there too, and they had people dancing more than James Brown, because
Yeah,
Latin
bro.
culture is a lot more heavily African influenced than whatever, you know, with all due respect to James Brown, than what he was doing at the time. I mean,
It
you could find
depends
the
on
videos. It's awesome.
Depends on what hits us. Depends on
Yeah.
what hits.
It's because of the rhythms too. The rhythms and the foods were so similar, right? Like capoeira, Black and Indigenous people came up with capoeira as a form of self-defense, but they had to make that shit look like they were dancing, so the slave masters didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah,
right?
Puerto
That
Rico
they
had
were-
its own form, but
Yeah.
instead of dancing, they use knives.
And then you look at the Black, really the Black countries of Latin America, the Guianas.
Yeah.
Right,
Didn't
there was
even
French
think of that.
Guiana, there was Dutch Guiana, there was English Guiana.
Yep, I didn't even
Those-
think of that.
Those are African countries, essentially.
Brazil,
They-
Cuba.
yeah.
Well, listen, we can go on forever about
Yeah, we
this.
can.
We can,
bro.
and we
Like-
should. We should actually
do it.
have a.
We should do a Black in Latin America episode, or
Oh my
Black
God,
and Latinos
please.
before the month is over.
before
Can
the
we
month
please?
is- Let's. Well, next week we got.
Maybe not next
Let's see
week.
what we can do. Let's see.
We'll do a special edition.
Let's do a special show about that. Because then I have to start digging up all my stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, bro.
plus I should go
yeah.
ahead and see that and watch that
Black in Latin America. Hey,
I
let's
should
hang
watch
out.
that
I'll come
first.
over. We'll get some pizza and watch it.
It's really good. You'll really enjoy it. You'll learn a lot.
Indeed. Well, we don't have the office
yeah.
right now, so we got to find some places to
Yeah.
go. Oh yeah. By the way,
You can always
everybody,
come by my crib.
before we go any further, we are looking for a good space in New Jersey, preferably in New Brunswick or New Jersey or Somerset, New Jersey, or Boutbrook or wherever, somewhere near the where we are now. We didn't get evicted or anything like that. I know everybody was wondering whether what happened with the arrears that we was dealing with. No, what we realized is that we needed to get into a more viable place for everybody to be able to take in. So we're trying to look for a space where we can do a whole bunch of things as One People's Project for the communities. So we're asking people, look, don't please, if you can, don't donate and hook us up with some tax deductible whatchamacallit, what do they call these things? Donations. If you know some spaces, please just let us know. Also, we have merch. We have merch.
Let me help you here, Daryl.
Okay.
Hi, white people. How you doing?
Not just white people.
Hold up. Hi, white people. How are you doing? This isn't just for white people, but this is just for you, okay? For over 26 years, the father of doxing has been bringing into the light that which is wanting to hide in the darkness, okay? Let's be real here for a minute. This is the work that Daryl has been doing for 26 plus years, okay? Daryl has brought down fascists. Daryl has helped change lives. Daryl has saved boneheads from a life of misery. All right. He's done, as you liberals like to say, quote unquote, the work. Okay. So the price of making a better world is for you to open up your fucking wallet. Okay. Like, you don't need to do a lot. Okay. You could be cool. You could come and drop $1,000. That would be dope because it's tax deductible. Okay. But you don't need to do that. If a lot of us do a little tiny bit, like $1, then a lot gets done. So today, tomorrow, next week, instead of buying that joint, instead of buying that fucking alcoholic spritzer, okay, instead of going to Pornhub, okay, then take that money and give it to Daryl and do some good for your community and do some good for you. Thank you.
Pornhub is free. Don't ask how I know. But
not the good part.
And by the way, I've learned something when we talked about Chip Berlet earlier. He actually was the father of doxing. They just didn't call it then.
Okay, well then how about this? Daryl could possibly and probably is the first person to use the word Antifa on American TV. Give $1 for that. Okay? Boom.
You could be Papa Smurf. Chip Berlet is Grandpapa Smurf. It's okay.
There we go.
Okay, we better go to what we brought you on to talk about quickly. Oh boy. We're talking about the book that you're writing for me, but you wrote a book.
I did.
And the book, give the title out, and I'll explain why I'm bringing it up in a minute.
I wrote a book here. It's called Antifascism. I just happen to have a copy here. Look how convenient that is. Antifascism, a memoir of the Portland Uprising, 2016 to 2020. And it is about our experiences from my perspective during those years here in Portland.
And one of the reasons why I wanted you on the show is because has been some how should I say, developments just this week regarding that battle, that war that went on. Basically, there was a group, Patriot Front. Patriot Front. No, that's the other group, Patriot Prayer. That was really in the forefront of everything that y'all were fighting back then. And it looks like one of their members is on their way to jail, or one of their associates is on their way to jail for a good long while because he shot 2 cops. And I want to show everybody up.
Apparently,
let me show everybody the news.
Okay, all right, the
cast
clip
about
first.
and then we move on.
I
Sweet.
quoted the Bible at a pedophile church and they escorted me out.
I would say Romans 1:32, homosexuality is a sin, and whoever
Hold on a second. I got to fix something here because I accidentally had another video behind it, and I want to make sure that doesn't happen again. I do that a lot because I have a lot going on this thing, and I don't really want. I really don't want to hype up Valentina Gomez any more than she already is. So now let's look at this.
They're all in active rebellion against the United States of America. This whole process is unconstitutional.
Repeated outbursts in court today from the man accused of shooting 2 Portland police officers. Eric Olkers was arrested after a week-long manhunt. Tonight, court documents detail how a tip led to his arrest. Thanks for joining us for KT News at 5. I'm Mike Aswell. Let's get right to KT's Christina Giardinelli live in the Lloyd District where the shooting happened. Christina, you talked to that tipster today.
Yeah, that's right. Employees at Park Shuttle and Fly in Northeast on 82nd say that they had been dealing with issues from Olkers for months before the shooting. They say they believe he was living across the street from the business, and that's where police told us they arrested him yesterday. Now, the court documents specify that arrest was thanks to tips from one of the employees that I talked to.
appointment to
You're using AI and neurotransmitters against American citizens, working with illegal immigrants and Antifa.
An erratic Eric Olkers in court Tuesday, refusing to cooperate with his attorney. He's accused of shooting 2 Portland police officers, leading to a manhunt that lasted 1 week. According to court documents, Eva Ivancheva helped bring it to an end.
I told them that this is their guy. I send them the picture that I have.
She works at the Park Shuttle and Fly across the street from where Olkers was arrested Monday. Her coworker, Shannon Monahan, says they've been dealing with him for months.
This started last summer, roughly around August of last year. One of my other coworkers was having trouble with him harassing her.
They also had incidents of vandalism they believed he was responsible for and say they had reported it to police. That culminated in an incident witnessed by Ivancheva December 13th.
He pulled out the gun from the right side and he was basically facing my coworker that he was gonna physically fight.
She was able to snap this picture before calling 911 after he pulled out the gun. When he heard her on the phone, he ran. Court documents say she shared that picture with police, along with information about the times he usually traveled to the wooded area across from where she works. Employees believe he had been living there. Ivancheva's tips led to his arrest in that same spot. Olkers has a lengthy criminal history and pending charges for an alleged bank robbery in 2022. He was let out on bail.
I think that people should not be let out on bails. They should not be let out on, slap on the wrist type of deal.
Now, court documents also say that investigators found items of Olkers' clothing in this neighborhood in someone's backyard. They tested the DNA on those clothing items, and it matched with Olkers. Live in Northeast Portland, Christina Giardinelli, KT News.
Christina, thanks.
How about that? Guy robbed the bank, and he was out on bail.
And they let him out on bail. Yeah, unbelievable.
But and he had a really long. He goes back about 20 years with his.
So I didn't hear any of that, but I do know that he's got an active 2022 armed robbery warrant.
Yep.
I do know that he's been convicted of felonies, including third-degree robbery, coercion, and tampering with witnesses. I do know that he's got an open case for harassing a black-owned business in Salem, Oregon. Um, you know, Eric Olkers is trash. Okay. And he is going to be in a cage for a long time.
But one of the things that really annoys me is that everybody in Patriot Prayer is trash. They always,
Everybody.
I mean, I know they worked with the with Proud Boys, and they were already scum to begin with. They were just beyond the pale when it came. No pun intended, but
they are rats. They are trash. They are liars. Let's not forget that Joey Gibson had to pay me an undisclosed amount of money for the lies that he spoke.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And that's on Idavox there for if anybody wants to see that story. One of the things that let's to circle back to why Patriot Prayer is on even bigger problems have bigger problems to deal with because they attacked the cidery that anti-fascists went to regularly out in Portland, and he was a part of that. He was a part of that fight. It was in and it was on, what was it, May Day in 2019, was it?
Yeah. So the Cider Riot was this wonderful, wonderful place that was owned by a gentleman. It was a cidery. Cider's not really my thing, but the space was lovely and hosted community events. The right wing liked to dub it the anti-fascist bar, but it wasn't. It was a community space that hosted and helped out a lot of community events. In fact, one of your first visits here to Portland, we had a table for you there at the first Rock Against Fascism, where you tabled and saw that lovely space. Where we saw beautiful bands and we saw a community come together and raise funds in support of anti-fascists.
Yeah. And they, like you said, they didn't like it. And they always was attacking that that place. And it culminated to what happened on that day, where they just basically started a brawl, straight up brawl. Now, I'm also going to bring up the fact that Andy No was there walking with Patriot Prayer and the Proud Boys as they went there to attack everybody that was going to be at this event that y'all had there.
So it is important to note, though, that unfortunately, this was not the criminal case. Right. That they did, in fact, beat the charges in the criminal case. This is the civil case where they have to pay a total of $760,000.
Okay, we're jumping around a little bit because I didn't bring up the fact that I didn't actually say that they had lost that case today. So the story that that you will see on Idavox right now is the fact that, yes, indeed, they got sued for this brawl that they started at the Cider riot, and by the owner, and now you could be.
So it was May Day. There was an event down at the Cider riot. People had gathered for a good time. It was a day of action that day, and it was peaceful actions throughout the city that day. I had been out that day, and I had decided not to go out, so I wasn't there that night. And to my understanding, and what I've seen on the news and explained to me by my friends that were there, Proud Boys, led by Joey Gibson and Andrew No, showed up with a group of people to fight and to battle it out. Patrons of the bar remained on the bar property and did not cross it, where these right-wingers proceeded to mace people, punch people, and punched a woman unconscious. So the result of this is that the man who punched the woman unconscious went to prison, and the rest beat criminal charges. A civil case was filed, and Chris Ponte, David Willis, and
Ian Kramer, I think.
Ian Kramer were found guilty in civil case and have to spend $760,000.
And I will also, I'm going to show some video of, we just got through talking about Eric Okert, and he was one of the people that was there. And I had the video that I have is him talking to folks, organizing with people, rather just basically planning as they were going to the Cider riot. And it's important to note that it is only now that Andy No is even bringing up his name, saying what he was associated with. When I don't really think he has done that before. And yet he was there, as you're going to see, because he's also in this video. So here we go.
By the way, the headquarters of the Oregon Democratic Center right around the corner right here.
Wait, like for the party? What's a Democratic Center?
Like party headquarters.
Gotcha. Okay. Huh.
So that's just a little bit of video. I got a lot more video of that in the archives, but you saw Okert wearing the black hoodie, directing people and stuff, and here comes Andy No walking right past, and this was a couple of weeks before people gave him a tasty beverage, and he became famous among the right as a victim of Antifa, or whatever the hell they want to say. And he's made he has made his career by being the victim, you know, and now he's supposed to be some sort of authority on anti-fascism or anti-fascists or whatever, and he knows nothing. All he knows is what he knows to stay the hell away from us now. That's one thing for sure. But but he says all the right things for the fascists on Fox News and all of that. Just eat up. But what you saw there says that he was, I mean, you can't say that he necessarily organized it. I mean, unless there's something else that I don't know. But the truth of the matter is he was there and he had a certain bent. We knew it then. And that's one of the reasons why he had caught so much hell, especially after that day. Christian, you had anything?
No, honestly, I all the stories I know about Andy No are from you and Luis and things we had discussed in the old IDAVOX report days. Mm-hmm. But no, I mean, the guy seems like a professional agitator. I mean, everything about the guy seems like he's out to grift the right and make money. There's always money to be made. Always. When you're a person of color and you tell bigots and racists and buffoons what they want to hear. Mm-hmm. That's a con as old as time, you know, and that's just what this guy is. And, you know, the first time I had heard about him was when he posted that picture online when they threw, was it like milkshakes at him or whatever? And he was covered in like vanilla milkshakes. I mean, it's almost like he's a cartoon villain. I mean, he's incredibly dangerous. He deals with dangerous people, but these people they're almost like cartoonish. It's bizarre, it's grotesque, and it's frankly it's just weird. These people are weird.
Luis wants to say something. I can just see it.
No, I don't. I have a lot to say about Andy. What I will say is that if you tune in to the Collective Offensive next week, I'll be dropping my new cannibalistic recipe in honor of my ancestors for cooking fresh Andy nose. I would like to remind you guys not to cook them in a wok because that's racist.
Oh boy. You know he's going to use that.
Eat you.
You know he's going to use that, right? He's going to say you want to eat him.
He's already called me a cannibal, and I kind of do.
I just work here.
I like when I see Andy in a camp, and they bring him in, and I'm already there. I'm gonna turn that dude's skull into my new drinking vessel.
Well, hopefully we don't have to worry about that, because the bottom line is, we're gonna fight these characters before it gets to that point. That's why we do what we do.
That's right.
I mean, I'm gonna bring up Chip. Oh man, now, don't make me mess up his name. Chip. I'm gonna bring up Chip Berlet again, because I look at the fact that one of the things he did that we have in the obit, one of the things we did was infiltrate the Nazis and all in Chicago to get information about them as they tried to go after excuse me, as they go after the black families that was moving into a certain neighborhood in Chicago. Now they got chased out, and that neighborhood is predominantly black and brown. And I think about the fact that he did that without having to swing or fire a shot or anything. He was able to handle their business before they was able to do their business, and that's what I like. I like to think that I and others do. I mean, I infiltrated anti-choice groups to learn about them, and we shut them down in Columbus, Ohio. So but the bottom line,
I tried infiltrating the Klan, but they wouldn't let me in.
You'd be surprised.
I tried though, bro. I tried.
Be surprised. I know some that can get away with it.
Oh, I know some of them are getting away with it.
Yes, they are.
I mean, and to those that are, I mean, and like,
I know a Klansman married to a black woman.
At the end of the day, all these people are trash, bro. They all tell on each other. They're all trash, and they deserve what trash gets.
And that's the thing. They get what they deserve, we hope, but we don't deserve it. So our mission in life is just to make sure that we protect all the people that we care about, all the communities that we care about. And I honestly think that we do a pretty good job at that. I really do.
I think anti-fascists,
the three of us, but
no, I know
we do okay, but
I think anti-fascists as a whole, right? Like, I do have a lot of critiques clearly of the American left, but as a whole, we are capable of defending our communities for the most part. I mean, I would like to point out that, my city successfully defended against the feds. Charlotte successfully defended against the feds. Minneapolis is in a protracted war. And the reason that they're in a war is because they are, in fact, defending their communities. Right? Like if there wasn't, it would be, if it was a walk in the park, then that would be different, but it's not. So big shout out to like those people that are risking their lives in Minneapolis and elsewhere.
And Much love to anybody that has to do it in the next couple of weeks or months. Because as I said on that radio show, it's January, or rather it's February now. Wait till we all thaw out.
Yeah.
Wait till we start getting warmed up, and they're still trying to pull stunts. I mean, we got Jake Lang, who got his behind kicked all over the place in Minneapolis a couple of weeks ago. He's planning to have a rally down out there tomorrow, and he knocked some sculpture, ice sculpture off today. He vandalized
Yesterday, he got arrested for it.
Yeah, he's out now. I looked before we came on. He got out.
Yeah,
and
of course he is.
but he's still facing the charges. I don't think he's going to get too much. And that's the important thing to remember. These folks are not going to get any kind of serious upcomings in the courts. I mean, hell, he was one of the J6s and he's got pardoned. It's going to be important for us to do what we basically make them accountable.
So hey, I'd like to say something.
Yeah.
I don't know how far away we're going to wrap it up.
We're coming to the end now because we've been going for almost like 90 minutes.
This has been fun. I would like to say, in my opinion, and I speak for no one besides myself, I would like to see the American left with some of that January 6th energy. Okay? January 6th wasn't a true insurrection. It was done to maintain the status quo by definition. Okay? We call it an insurrection to make ourselves feel better, but it wasn't.
I submit that we have, but it's not going to be via. Listen, it's not going to be via the left so much as it is just going to be people that had enough. That's what. Think about it. Before there was January, they always bring this up, and it's true. We had the response to George Floyd, and we said straight up, no, this is going to stop. So we do have that energy. What we need to do is just maintain it and be a little bit more responsible.
So as the man said, open up your window. Okay, as the man said, open up your window, lean outside that motherfucker and say, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Or you can be like my father and throw somebody through the window that deserves it.
Booyah!
Fascist only.
And like I said, those who deserve it. Listen, y'all, we got to take care. We got to bounce out. I want to let everybody know you can let's again hit us up with if you can hit us with donations, by all means, please do. I mean, it'll be great. I'm gonna put that up again, and but also just go to onepeoplesproject.com, or better yet, go to Idavox. That's where we have all our news articles and all. If you want to contribute something from your local, because we're looking for people who want to just contribute their articles to the website. We also have a calendar there, that a public calendar where you can also submit any events that are going on if you want to alert people to something that's going to go down. Feel free to use that, and we will definitely look at everything that you're doing, what you're asking for. Remember also that we also have merch. You don't necessarily have to just throw money at us without anything coming back. So just go to you can go to onepeoplesproject.com / I believe shop, but you'll see it. You can also visit us on Facebook. Unfortunately, if you're looking at Facebook right now, I don't think you saw us live. We're going to fix that. You definitely saw us on YouTube. At least I hope you did. Last week it didn't show up, but I fixed that so that you saw the repeat. Also, feel free to support us on Substack. Remember, this broadcast is always going to be free, but we are still looking to whatchamacallit, we're still looking for people to help to subscribe and all of that. Put that book up. Put that book up again.
Buy the
because
book, folks.
We got to remember, by all means, thank you, Luis. Everybody pick up his book. That's a great freaking book.
Thank you. But also this year I got 2 books coming out. We got Daryl's biography coming out, and we also got a Christmas book called How the Anti-Fascists Who Saved Christmas. Okay.
Tell us about your podcast.
Oh yeah. I've got a podcast with some down ass folks called The Collective Offensive, available wherever podcasts are available. Hopefully some of those cats will be rotating through here. We've got Dave, who's writing articles for Idavox. Come check us out. We are shit. My best friend's cafe just got doxxed as an anti-ice cafe.
See, we're always working, baby. We are always working. He'll be all right.
All right. So
don't worry.
With that being said, I want to tell everybody that there's a secret menu. If you can find a coffee shop in Portland that sells, what do they sell? They're offering the Charlie Kirk. You ask me what the Charlie Kirk is. It's a flat white with 1 shot and a dab of strawberry syrup in the right corner.
Yeah, Fox News is going to be talking about this one.
It's a Charlie Kirk, baby. Find it in Portland. Go up to the cafe. Go order. I want a Charlie Kirk. Because it's off the menu. You'll get one.
All right, y'all. I'm just going to leave it at that. Take care, y'all.
Hey, wait. One last thing.
Don't say anything that gets us doxxed or rather covered by the FBI.
Okay, this is my impression. You tell me who this is.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, want to say goodbye. Next week we're not going to have a show because I'm going to be going to Providence. I'm going to be speaking at an event on Valentine's Day, and so we'll be back on the 20th. And hope to see you then.
Thanks for having me, Daryl. We'll talk soon.
Oh, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And Christian, same thing.
Christian, good to see you again. Thank you.
Be back again.
We'll talk soon.
He left already. All right, then. Take care, y'all.
Later, brother.
Peace.
4 bands, 9 songs, 1 good cause, and I even do spoken word on the thing. So head on over to OnePeoplesProject.com and get your copy of this important CD. Bottom line, we all in the fight now.
Vermin Supreme. Vermin is a bit of an unusual candidate.
Come out with your hands up and your pants down. We have you surrounded.
This is his 9th presidential election.
Macaroni the chicken. Governor Christie, why won't you debate me?
His platform includes free ponies for all Americans.
Vermin Supreme.
Vermin Supreme. My favorite perennial candidate.